All right, welcome to Gen X Man. My name is Mark. So this Thursday, June 12th, SpaceX is having its IPO, initial public offering. So shares of SpaceX will be available to the general public. You could be a part of this.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, ignition. We have liftoff.
Pitching downrange.
Booster Raptor, chamber pressure nominal.
All right, we are T plus 30 seconds into flight, seeing 33 out of 33 Raptor 3 engines on booster V3, ascending over the Gulf now, coming up on maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Booster and ship, avionics power, telemetry nominal.
Yeah, you would be an investor and part owner in that. Now, this is a big deal. It's exciting, but it also comes with a lot of red flags. Because I've been reading this S-1 Prospectus. I mean, it's a massive 277-page document, and I'm only about 60 pages in so far. And I have to admit, I'm loving it. Now, this is their mission statement. Our mission is to build the systems and technologies necessary to make life multiplanetary, to understand the true nature of the universe, and to extend the light of consciousness to the stars. Now, what's really impressive is how honest this document is. They openly admit that many of the systems they're planning, some of the infrastructures have not been created yet. And what you get from reading this is that this is not just a rocket company. So they are building and fully integrating a technology empire, and at the core is the launch business. Now they've absolutely cracked the code at accessing space at scale. Now, according to the S-1, they've completed over 650 successful orbital launches with a better than 99% success rate on Falcon 9 rockets. And now you've all seen that incredible footage, watching those massive boosters fly back from space, precisely land right back on the launch tower, caught between the mechanical arms. That's pretty impressive, right? I mean, that level of precision and reusability is something the world has never seen before. Now, Starlink, their other business, that is their broadband interconnectivity, right? This is their real growth engine. It generated over $11 billion last year, and it makes up the majority of the revenue. It turned profitable years ago, hit 10.3 million subscribers, and is advancing globally. The other business is their acquisition of xAI. Now, SpaceX is now pushing hard into artificial intelligence with the Grok models, and to power that, they're building something really, really creative and unique. It's called Orbital AI data centers. So massive computing powerhouses floating in space. And here's why this is actually a smart move. Because right now, in the United States, they're running into serious energy problem powering these AI data centers. There's just not enough power. I mean, it's putting an enormous strain on the power grid. For example, Nevada Energy in Nevada is cutting power to nearly 50,000 residents in Lake Tahoe area starting in 2027 so they can redirect that electricity to AI data centers instead. Now, as you can imagine, residents are not happy about this. So this is the problem SpaceX is trying to solve. Now, their solution is to launch thousands of individual satellites, each one acting as its own self-contained AI computing unit. These satellites are going to be covered in huge solar arrays, be able to generate constant, uninterrupted power from sunlight. And they'll have these big radiators to dump the heat into the vacuum of space. They'll be connected to each other through a high-speed laser mesh network so they can share data and distribute the massive workloads directly into orbit without needing to send everything back down to Earth. Now, this also requires massive amount of data chips needed for this AI expansion, which simply are not available at the required scale today. Now, SpaceX's solution is Terafab. It's their new semiconductor project in partnership with Tesla and Intel. The goal is to produce chips at a massive scale right here in the United States, with a long-term target of 1 terawatt of compute power per year. So this vertical integration across rockets, global internet, AI, chips, and orbital infrastructure is what makes this so compelling. However, the S-1 is extremely blunt about the risks. It lays out in great detail how precarious each part of the business is. I mean, from rockets to Starlink, XAI and Terafab, any one of them can be disrupted by supply issues, financial issues, regulatory changes, global and local politics, and on and on and on. The prospectus basically reads like a house of cards with very specific warnings about how these risks could seriously harm revenue, hamper business operations moving forward. Many traders and investors are raising serious red flags about the valuation. So I'm going to let this investor tell you that.
So you have two things you look at a company. You look at the revenues, which is what we call top line, and then you look at EBITDA, which is what net profit adjusted, right? And I'll give you an example. NVIDIA's EBITDA multiple is 38 times. It's valued at only 38 times its EBITDA, its net profit, right? The SpaceX valuation at 1.75 trillion, 220 times. And Tesla is only 145 times. Now remember, everyone was looking at Tesla's valuation as future value. It's going to have robots, robo-taxis and all that. Nothing that it has right now, it's future, right? Do you believe in that? I don't know. Do I want to pay for something that expensive today based upon potentially what can happen on the upside 5-10 years from now? Or you want to buy a company that's already killing it right now? Right? To me, it's better risk management to buy companies that are already making money. That's just me, okay?
Right.
Especially on an IPO, I always say I don't buy IPOs right out of the gate because it's too volatile. You don't know what's going on, especially with SpaceX. Like, no, I'm not going to throw money into the coffer, into the game right now because I don't, first of all, it's going to be, you're going to have to, people like me will pay the highest price. Right? I'm a retail investor. So any means I figure out to get in now is going to be at the top of the valuation. I'm definitely not going to touch it.
Jamie Dimon and other top CEOs have openly said they would never bet against him. He's that rare combination of visionary and operator. That's my personal take. Now, this is not financial advice. I suggest do your own research, decide what fits your risk tolerance, but let me know what you think. Are you planning to buy at the launch or are you going to wait? Thanks for watching.